All right, guys, welcome to the Unknown Simplicity podcast. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about the reality of building a brand in my eyes. So, this is from my experience. This is my journey and my story. Okay, so this started about 5 years ago when I had the idea that I wanted to expand the brand. So the original X logo came from the tattoo shop, my tattoo shop, which is called Oxygen Ink. And then in the logo is the X, which I've had custom made 10 years ago. So, my first 5 years in the tattoo shop was not fun. I went through a lot of stuff that I'll get into in another podcast. So, around that time, I decided that this logo was just a part of my life. I already had it tattooed on me. Multiple people got the logo tattooed on them. And it was just something that was very important to me at that moment. Everybody started calling me X as well. So that was kind of like my nickname, X. My original idea was business and fitness, although I didn't understand what the business part meant in a clothing brand. I guess what I really meant by it was just business casual. Whenever you're out and about, or if you're in the office, out the office, I just wanted some nice, simple wear, casual wear that you can be in and out. So in the office, and then when you leave, if you're trying to go to the gym, you could wear that same shirt, or just had that same simplistic look. So I guess that's what I meant by business. And then fitness obviously speaks for itself. So when I first started, I guess just like anyone else, you look up YouTube videos, or you just, in my case, I was buying blank t-shirts, trying to figure out how to get my logo on it. And I knew somebody that printed t-shirts, so I got all these shirts made, all these different designs, and I was all over the place. And, I had no idea about the fabrics, no idea about the print types, the neck labels. I mean, pretty much anything. I didn't know anything. I just wanted to get my logos on t-shirts, which I think most people want to do because, you can find it anywhere. You can get it done at any print shop. So that's how I got started first. Then I realized, okay, how can I do this a little more cost effective? Because I was just buying so many things, buying so many blank t-shirts, and trying to experiment with the fabrics. Like I said, the fabrics and the sizing, so the fits, the different materials. I was buying so many samples, and I still have so many blanks. Just accumulated over the years. So I wanted to make my own. I wanted to do it myself. So at first I went to, I forgot what site, whether it's Etsy or Alibaba, and I got my logo made. So the X logo embroidered patches. So I got these embroidered patches made. I forgot what size they were, and I would take those patches and I would press them with an iron. So I would put the logo on the t-shirt, flip the shirt inside out, and glue it to the shirt. This was done for a while. I was selling these t-shirts, and I put them on hats. And, fast forward, I realized, wow, that was not the best idea just to glue something. Maybe it could last for a little bit, but it's just not correct. So then I picked up a sewing machine and I started pressing the logo on the t-shirts, and then I would stitch over the patch. So it was stitched and pressed. So that would last for the most part, but it was a lot of work. And I realized the look that I was going for was something a little more classy looking. So it was a black logo with a white border around it. I believe it was like 1.5 inches. And the look I was going for was something a little more smaller, more, like I said, more more casual looking, more classy. So I ended up getting a 1-inch logo. Now, when I got the 1-inch logo made from that same company, the way I had the logo with the black with the white border, it was just too small, especially since I had to have that glue behind it. So it was the heat press logo. The logos just came out not clean. The way it was cut, it was just not clean. And I'm like, okay, I've ordered all these patches. So, because in the beginning, you get excited. You buy hundreds of patches, and I still have those patches to this day, not being used, So that was how I started originally. Then I ended up buying a heat transfer vinyl cutter. So I would, in the software, make my designs, get it cut, and heat press. So I would just do each shirt, whatever I want to do, heat press it, send it on its way. I also made the neck tags. So when you're doing these neck labels, they're smaller, and depending on the design of the shirt, there's it's called weeding, where you have to rip or tear the plastic that wasn't cut, the plastic that was cut from the cutter, and weed it off the other paper. So it was like you had to individually pull the transfer vinyl off the other sheet. And when it's little designs and there's a lot of stuff going on, it takes a long time. And I would do that for each shirt, and for me it was fun. It was just something new. I like trying new things. I like learning, but it took a lot of my time. I would sew the neck labels in too. So I had neck labels made, and I had each size, small, medium, large, extra large, 2X, and I would stitch the labels into the neck tags. So I had a whole process going, but it was just a lot of work. So I realized all that was necessary. I really learned a lot about what I can do or what I should outsource that someone can do better. And just because of my time, I realized outsourcing was probably the best option. So with that outsourcing came a whole different issue, I guess, where now I had to find the right supplier, and I spent a lot of money on samples. So I think the number one issue that new brands have is just samples. You get excited, like I said in the beginning, putting your logo on t-shirts. Now you're working with suppliers that really do this, and you can literally get anything made. But that doesn't mean it's going to come out good. And that doesn't mean you're going to get exactly what you want. The fit might be off. The fabrics might not be what you're looking for. The print type. These things take time also to get them made, to communicate with the supplier, back and forth, trying to get it right, picture after picture. Then they have to finally manufacture it. And then ship it takes months. It could take months. It could take over a month for just a t-shirt. So then I realized, wow, this takes a lot of time. So I worked with multiple suppliers, just trying to find exactly what I was looking for. Even though it was something as simple as a t-shirt with the logo, I was still trying to figure my stuff out. I didn't know exactly what I was looking for. I just knew that I wanted high quality. But I didn't give the proper information to the supplier. Therefore, they were just giving me the little information that I gave them. So I realized time and money was something that was taking a toll on me. Just samples after samples and just communication. So I realized I really have to step my game up and figure out what I want, and source the right materials, and then just find the supplier that I think can do what I want. And then so when you're first starting off on, say, social media, a lot of the guys actually found me through hashtags, I guess. So I used to post stuff, and they'll hit you up, hey, I'm a supplier, we can do whatever you want, gym wear. And it's like, oh wow. And it's that easy to communicate with them. And most of them they can do the average job. They can make t-shirts, hats, whatever you want, tracksuits. Um, but if you don't give them specifics or a tech pack, they're gonna make however they make it. So a lot of the times my issue was the rise, like tightness in the pants, the cuffs coming out too thick, or the t-shirts, the embroidery is not exactly what I want. Um, just all of the above, you know, and I can't believe just thinking back how much I spent, but at the same time, this is all a lesson, all just learning the process. And to those that follow me now, know that I'm still building my brand. I'm still trying to figure out who I am. But at the moment right now, fitness is a main one of the main things I'm working on. It's just something that propels me. You know, I wake up every day, I'm active, and I realize that gym wear is something that can be motivating to people. So right now, that's like what I'm really focused on. So those are a few of the things about building a brand. That's just a little bit of my story on what I experienced building the brand. What comes with that also is telling a story. I'm still trying to figure out the proper way to tell my story on the things that I've been through and why I believe people should buy the brand. And I'm not out here just to sell it. I'm not putting stuff out for people to just buy. Although that is obviously why we're in business. That's not my main motive. My main motive is to help inspire others that might feel lost or confused to know that it's possible. And the X logo to me is that unknown. That's why the brand is called UnknownSimplicity. The X is that unknown simplicity. It is unknown. Whatever it is that you want out of life is unknown. But if you take the simplistic route on trying to figure it out or taking the steps to figure whatever you want to do is possible. Just embrace that unknown journey, accept it, and work on it. So to me, you know, wearing a casual shirt with just the X logo or wearing in the gym shorts, it's motivating because there's always something new. There's always something next. It's never ending. Every day's a new journey. Every day's a new obstacle. You're gonna learn something new every day. And I believe logos or brands are powerful because if you understand the meaning behind it, it can really benefit you. You know, like the top brands like Nike, Under Armour, Lululemon, Gucci. These are all top brands that people look up to, and when they wear it or when they see it, they know what they want out of it. They know what to expect. So on my brand, UnknownSimplicity, now I usually use the abbreviation UNSI, which is UNSI, just for shorter branding, for branding purposes, and just I like to separate that. So UNSI is more of like for the clothing with the X logo, and then I use UnknownSimplicity for the podcast and certain things like that. So yeah, I believe we're here to stay. I believe this is going to be one of the biggest brands in the world. And we come with a purpose, and we're not stopping. We're going to keep it going. We're going to keep trying to motivate others to believe in themselves, stay positive, cut out the noise. And we're going to keep growing. We're going to keep growing. We're going to keep shining. And like I said, we're coming with a purpose. So that's a little bit about what I've experienced building the brand. Quality right now is my number one thing that I'm focused on. I am trying to get the best quality I can. And I believe when someone, like I said, if I bring up Gucci or Nike, you pretty much know what you're going to expect. You know you're going to get a product that's going to last or is of high quality, to where, not to name any other brands that are cheaper, but if you spend typically, if it's a cheaper product, it's not going to last and you're going to feel that it's cheap. And with my brand, I don't want to be associated as a cheap brand. I want it to be a high quality item that's going to last, that you're going to put to use, so you're going to feel motivated, and it's something that's just going to stick with you. All right, so I hope this brought value to you. I hope if you're building a brand, this helped you. I'm still on my journey. I'm still building the brand. Okay, I'm not mega successful yet. Well, let me rephrase that. I am very successful. And, I'm just waiting for the world to catch up. So I hope this helped you. I will go more in depth in another podcast, but this was my experience on building the brand. And I appreciate you following along, and more to come for sure. Stay motivated. All right. Whatever you're doing, just hold tight, believe in what you're doing, block out the noise. All right. As long as you know it's real and that it's not something you're trying to force, I suggest you go all in. All right. Time's ticking. All right. Till the next podcast. Hope everybody is great. Peace.